Get our lives together. Forgive me, guys. There we go. I think I'm steady now. Hello, everyone. I hope you are having an amazing Thursday. So I'll do a little bit of fluff to see if anybody pops on before I get started on the topics. So what have you done today? Have you done anything to increase your joy today? So for me, it's going to be some Zumba classes, reggaeton for me today. What else? What else have I done to increase my joy today? I've just had a really great day. Today is beautiful outside. I got my weeds pulled because, oh my goodness, my yard was horrible. It's like as soon as the warm weather popped in a couple of weeks ago, my yard was full of weeds. So I got that taken care of. But I won't do too much because I think I'm at 1 minute. So I'll just jump right into what I want to talk about because I know people can watch this live afterwards. So let's just go into it. So let's talk about the topics at hand. Biden. So right now, there's this whole conversation around whether or not the current system, as we know it, the credit bureau system with the three bureaus is going to stay in effect. So, or will there be a public option? So, sorry about that, y'all. I'm kicking my little stand. Will it be replaced with a public option? So Biden's come in and he's kind of got all these different ideas and all these different things. But let's think about a few things. When we look at it, first, why do they want to do it? They're thinking about doing it because they're talking about there's so many errors and that it's unfair to some people. And because of that, they're thinking about replacing it with the public option. The thing that we need to understand, I posted in the community tab how much money the credit bureaus make. The credit bureaus make a ton of money. So before I even contacted my plug in the industry, I do my own research on everything. And I was looking and I was able to find that the credit bureaus in 2020, Experian made $5.1 billion, Equifax $3.5 billion, TransUnion $2.6 billion. So if they are making billions of dollars, do you really think that that entity is going to go away? I mean, it would be an act of Congress, and it can't probably even take an act of Congress to get that done. So I just really don't believe that Biden will be able to do away with our current system because he believes, or because there are people out there that know and believe that the credit system that we have right now is unfair. When you have these three for-profit entities making billions of dollars selling our information to creditors, I just don't see where it's going to go away. So I contacted my plug in the industry. This plug has been in the industry for 28 years. He's worked with FICO, and for Equifax. And what he shared is that he doesn't believe it will happen as well. He said that when the FTC did a study, they found that there were less than 2% errors on credit reports. Now, when they talk about errors, they're talking about like real errors as far as like, an actual real account that's popping up on your credit report that's wrong. They said it's less than 2% in the studies that they've done with the FTC. So that's one of the reasons. And if they replace it with a public option, how much better is the public option going to be than what we already have? It's the same data furnishers that are providing the information. So essentially, I mean, you think that the government's going to come up with a better system with less errors? Not really, not likely. Do you think that they're going to eliminate the credit bureaus when they're making billions of dollars? Not likely. Additionally, there's all the people that would lose their jobs. You have 20,000 plus people that would lose their jobs at the three major bureaus. What else? So those are the main reasons why you know, myself and my plug feel like it's not really going to happen. It's kind of just talk and fluff, kind of like, you know, are student loans going to be forgiven? There are so many people who would be so irritated if student loans are forgiven because a lot of people paid their student loans. So how do you account for those people who have paid their student loans? Because those people are like, that's not fair. So a lot of times it's just talk, you know, it's just stuff that they put out there. It sounds good, and that's what's going on out there. So are they going to do away with the credit bureaus as we know it? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, but we'll have to see. Again, I did talk to my plug, and that's what it is. But again, if you look at the numbers and the money that's on the table, they're not going to get rid of it because there are three major entities making billions of dollars, and money talks. For example, that's why to me they don't teach this information in school. So I had a client today that I coached, and she is 22 years old, and I'm so proud of her. And I told her I'm so proud of her. She booked a coaching session with me. I have it in my description box. So she paid for a coaching session with me. I didn't know how old she was or who she was, but she booked a session and she just wanted to know how to manage her credit cards, what she needed to do. And of course, we got into a whole full discussion, and we talked about how we don't have this information. Like when, you know, we have PE classes, why don't we have financial literacy classes? So she shared that, she's like, I had financial literacy classes. I said, but were they teaching you what I'm sharing with you now? She said, no, ma'am. No, they did not. I said, the reason why they won't is because the same reason why they're not going to shift the system, because the bureaus making $2 to $5 billion a year. So what's the point of teaching people how to manage their credit and do a great job with that when there are people that want to make money? And that's the tragedy of it all. So I told her that I was so proud of her because she's only 22 years old, and what she did was invested in herself. She didn't just come on, she paid for a session today, and she got all the information she needed to move forward. And she's only 22 years old, so she will have an 800 plus credit score. Why? Because she's seeking information. She's willing to pay to invest in herself. And she was writing down notes. She's like, hold on, what did you say? I was telling her about how I often use the analogy of when you look at your credit broken down into the 5 categories, you can kind of think about it like it's a grade. And if you want to get a C, this is what you need to do. If you want to get an A, this is what you need to do. And I thought it was the cutest thing. She was like, well, what do I need to do to get a B? So I shared with her, you know, kind of what that would look like. So just wanted to share that with y'all. All right, number 2, let's go to the number 2 topic today, the CFPB. So I got news last night from another plug that the CFPB was going to rescind the provisions that they put forth due to I don't want to say the word, the pandemic, because they had put in place where, you know, the credit bureaus could take longer to respond to your disputes. You know, because in the FCRA, it states that they have to respond within a certain amount of time. And because of, I don't want to say the word pandemic, because of the pandemic, they were saying that, you know, the bureaus had more time as long as they, you know, did the best that they could. And so I got word last night from from a plug. And then I was like, you April fooling me. But I looked it up. So if you look on the community tab, you'll see the link to where it is true, unless tomorrow they come out. Effective today, April Fool's Day, so we get a gift from the CFPB stating that they're rescinding that. And their reason for doing that, they said, is because first and foremost, consumers are their number one priority. And what they want to do is, they said the flexibility, they need to do away with it. So that's good news, you guys. And so my next topic, I'm going to kind of go into how important it is to time things and how important it is for documentation, because when you think about the time frame, that holds them to the fire. Because if they don't respond in a certain amount of time, then that makes a difference. Hi there, thank you so much for the question. It went away. Does your stimulus affect your credit? Not at all. The only way your stimulus affects your credit is if you use it for your benefit to pay down credit cards. So I'll give you another example. Hold on. I'm shaking y'all all together today. So I got an email from one of my clients that I've had. She's been a client for years. She said, "Hello, Winnie. I miss your energy and I miss talking to you. I hope that all is well with you and your family with COVID, winter storms. I see that your schedule is full and you won't be available until April the 6th. Do you have a cancellation? I really need your advice before I make a dumb decision." I read that because it correlates to your question. Her question when I called her, because of course I called her. I love the people that I work with. I called her and her question was, I got my stimulus, my credit card, she said I'm above 7% utilization. So because we've worked together, she knows to keep her utilization to below 7%, between 1 to 7%. She said, my utilization's off the chart, Winnie, and I feel kind of guilty about it. I told her, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And then she said, but I have 4 new collections. She listed out the collections and she said, should I pay those collections? And I told her, absolutely not. You never pay a collection. So in answer to your question, no, the stimulus is not going to affect your credit because it doesn't appear on your credit profile. But how it would affect this client and anybody else is if you have credit card debt and you're able to pay that credit card debt down to at least passing. Passing is 30%. What is an extra way I can easily boost my credit? I've heard in past, oh my gosh, it disappeared. Oh my gosh, hold on a second. Let me see if I can figure out how to get it to come back up. Okay, there we go. There are companies you can pay monthly. I'm just getting serious with credit. So I say book a session with me, honestly, but ask your specific questions now. Let's get into it. I have time. I got time. I have time at least another 45 minutes. So ask me your questions here as far as specific questions of what you can do, and I can help you. I promise I can. But so start typing up your specific question and I'll kind of give you a rundown of what I shared with the client. So she was saying, what should I do? Should I pay my credit cards down or should I pay these 4 new collections? Told her, never pay a collection. Never pay a collection. There's only one scenario where I would suggest that you pay a collection. The reason being because if you pay 1 cent on best credit card banks and why? Okay, so best credit card banks to me would be Discover. I like Discover. Why? Because Discover is very, very generous. They're generous. They have a pre-qualification link. You can go on, and I'll make sure after we get off to put that on there. You can pre-qualify, and if you pre-qualify for the card, at least you are not going to get the hard inquiry unless and once you pre-qualify, then you go for the hard inquiry. I'd rather you pre-qualify first before you get the hard inquiry. Discover has cash back. Discover will automatically, let's say you have to start off with a secured card. If you manage your credit cards the way that I teach to do it and other people who are credit strategists or educators teach you to do it, then what you'll see is they will send you your money back in a few months. They will graduate you. They'll give you credit line increases automatically when you're managing your credit the right way. So Discover is my favorite. They have the cash back option. I love them. That's an excellent way to start. And they're a mainstream card as opposed to going with a card like Credit One or, Open Sky. So I say go with Discover. That's my favorite. Any other one like Chase is a good one, of course. Capital One is a good one, but Discover is my favorite. So, but let's see. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I think I was talking about collections. So as far as collections, so this person was saying, should I pay my collections or should I pay my credit cards? you always pay down your credit cards first. Pay down your credit cards because paying down your credit card debt is the fastest way to boost your credit. It is the absolute fastest way to boost your credit because when you pay your credit card debt down by the statement date, you're going to get an immediate pop in your credit score. And not only will you get an immediate pop when you consistently keep it between that 1% to 7%, you will see your credit score will continue to climb, month after month after month. So that is the best thing that you can do. As far as the collections, what I told this person to do is you have to have them validate the debt. Make them validate it. So because she's a client, I sent her what she needed to do, which is really simple, and I'll share it with you here. I gave her the letter that she needed to use, and it's really strong. I have it, I'll put it down below too, but what you need to do is have them validate the debt. You send them a letter, send it certified, best money management strategy, 80/20. 80/20. The best money management strategy is to pay yourself first. So another thing that I was talking to the client, the new 22-year-old client that I had today, was one of the things that we should have learned when we were younger is pay yourself first. So what you would pay yourself first is, like you said, 20%. So I'm a Christian, so I pay tithes religiously, not religiously, but whatever. I pay my tithes, but put a portion in savings and then put a portion in investments. So at 22, this young lady paid for a coaching session, and I told her this and taught her this, and she said she was absolutely going to do that. So I'll answer that question in just a second. But pay yourself first. That's the best money management I can tell you, is to set up a budget. I've done a lot of videos this week. The last month, I've really been focusing on, it's a great idea to buy the debt from the company. I'll share that in just a second. Setting up a budget, teasing out some money, and then making sure you pay yourself in savings. I did a video yesterday where there's someone who filed bankruptcy back in 2012, but now she has over $100,000 in savings. She's not going to struggle. She's not going to have a late payment. She's not going to be struggling with her credit. Her credit's on point because her savings on point. There's a direct correlation there. Let me make sure, see, so I don't miss these questions. There we go. So is it a great idea to buy the debt from the company? So when you say buy the debt from the company, what you want to do is, when you have the collection agency validate the debt and you fight them tooth and nail, because what you do is you document, you send it certified mail return receipt, and if they don't follow up in the time frame that they're supposed to, then they have to remove it. Then you go to the original creditor and you negotiate with them. And what you do is you request 25% of whatever the debt is that you owe. So if it's $1,000, you offer them $250. Typically, what they will settle for is around 40%. That's why I suggest starting at 25%. Once you pay off the debt, then they can't sell it, or they won't be able to sell it to another collection agency. So let's see. So I think that's what you're asking. So let me see. Who else? Oh, okay. So another question, I can't read the names of these people, but hey, Winnie, any updates on the Santander lawsuit? I was able to get the collections off, but Santander still comes up as a closed account. As a closed account. Okay. So the best way to And y'all forgive me, I'm still figuring out this whole live situation. But the best way, so the challenge when you have a charged off account is that you've been paying on it. So you can't go in saying it's not yours. And I would tell you guys, don't do that. If you know anybody who has not challenged a debt before, so share this, never say it's not yours. That's not the way to go. The best way to go is to challenge the inaccuracies and the inconsistencies. So what you would want to do is audit the account and look at what's the close date? Is it consistent across the board as far as between all of the bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian? Or is the last payment consistent? Why is that important? Because if the last payment is not consistent across the board, then how are you calculating my DOFD, or my date of first delinquency, which is the date that you calculate when it falls off your report? So what you want to do to challenge the Santander is you want to get all 3 of your credit reports, and you want to audit and look at any inconsistencies that you see across the board. Because if there are inconsistencies and it doesn't measure up to industry standards with the Metro 2 formatting, then there's an issue. And you would just simply write them a letter, and you would say to them, hey, it's inconsistent across the board. Here's the proof. On this report, it says this date. On another report, it says another date, etc. I need y'all to fix it, or I need you to remove it from my credit report. So that's the best way to challenge Santander if you are not a part of the lawsuit. You can also say that you're a part of the lawsuit. Of course, challenging and asking for verification, and then asking for the method of verification is important. I mean, there's so many different layers to it. So that's a little bit challenging to just share with you on the live, but that's a little bit of a tidbit there of what to do. So I think, but I thank you guys for your questions and the likes. I truly appreciate it. Hi, Letta. How could you start a new credit bureau? Okay, you got it. Excellent. But yeah, so, and I'm trying to put together more educational products and things to support you guys. But yeah, you want to look for inconsistencies, and that's the best way. So let me see. How could you start a new credit bureau? Good luck. Good luck on that one. But I wouldn't want to deal with it. The biggest thing that I would suggest is to learn the information. I told this young 22-year-old, I'm so proud of you, because investing in yourself and learning the information is what you need to do. When you do that and you know the credit game, she's 22. So I've already explained to her. Now she has 4 cards, okay? She now knows today through our hour session, don't ever close any one of those cards. Make sure you don't open any new accounts. The only time that you open a new account is strategically, if you're going to purchase a new home or you're going to purchase a new car. She understands how many items or accounts she needs in her profile and the balance of accounts she needs in her profile. So she's set up. She's 22. She's going to have an 800 plus credit score. She will. She will. There's a person, and he may see this video, Paris, who you've seen on this channel probably before, because I've shared his video. He went through a boot camp. He started out, you know, just needing some information. He had a pretty good credit score. He was at a 780, and we talked, I think it was like November of last year. He just needed to tweak a few things as far as how he was managing. Thank you for the like, I so appreciate it. He just needed to tweak a few things as far as how he was, when he was paying his credit cards and how much he was paying on his credit cards. Because sometimes you pay just 30% and then you're just getting a C. So you're just getting a portion of your points. He managed that, handled that. He went into 822, and he just texted me the other day, he's up to 844. So you got a young male, 37 years old. So it is possible. People are doing it out here. I love getting the results. The young lady I talked to today and the people I talked to, I almost said one of my other clients' names. We'll talk about that later, Letta. We texted earlier. Put me on the spot. I'm 22 as well. I was hard-headed and didn't start boosting my credit when I had the opportunity years ago. You're 22 years old. You're doing amazing. I am so very proud of you. I am, when I just, you know, and I know sometimes it may come off as disingenuous to people, but I'm real when I'm telling you that when I talk to young people and they are reaching out to me and they're working through things, and you're sitting on this video, you're not listening to some crazy, you're not out there doing whatever, and you could be doing it other times, but you're also taking time to invest in yourself. So I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you. I wish you put your name down there because you just got like 17 A's, but I am so proud of you. And the fact that you are taking the time to sit and ask questions and work on your credit at 22 and you think you're behind at 22 is amazing. And what that means is you are a person that takes action. You are a person that takes action. That's okay, boo. And you are a person that's going to be successful. You are going to be successful, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Absolutely. You are going to win. Because so many young people don't want to invest in themselves. Young people, old people, like myself, old people my age don't want to invest in themselves. They don't want to take the time to learn anything new. Never give up on learning new information. Do I have a CashApp? Oh my goodness, got the 22-year-old. I do. You know what? I created one like a few weeks ago because someone asked me on another live, and I almost feel some kind of way sharing it, but I feel some kind of way, but my Cash App is, what is it? $WinnieAYNC. It's in the description box. But please put all your money, whatever you would give me to Cash App, put it in the savings account. Put it in your savings account, save. Build multiple streams. Open up multiple investment accounts. For example, go get you an Acorn account. And I'm just telling you little things that you can do. Yes, little things you can do. Go get you an Acorn account because you're 22 years old. You open an Acorn account. You attach your account to it, your debit card to it. So when you go buy something for $2.50, 50 cents is then added into the account. I've had one for years. I don't even know how much money's in there. I've had one probably, I think since 2017. So it has thousands of dollars in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my kids have one and it's attached to their accounts. So when you're 22 and then 10 years from now, you look and you've got that sitting over there. Set up an IRA, max out whatever you have going on at your bank. Bitcoin, go ahead and do that. Yes, yes, definitely. But invest in yourself. Pay yourself first. I did a video yesterday where I showed one of my clients. She called me yesterday. She was so geeked and she was so excited. And when she showed me or sent me the screenshot of her savings, I was excited. And I wanted to share that with you guys because she has over $106,000 in savings. Her child, her 18-year-old, has $16,000 in savings and checking. So what that means is that it can be done. It's just discipline. And that way you're walking around here, you feel good. You're vibrating on a different level because you don't have to stress about money. And when you can vibrate on a different level, then you can spread joy and love around. You know what I mean? And the world needs more of that. So some people will ask me, you know, like I had a friend of mine that asked me, do I have red bottom shoes? Nope. I heard they hurt your feet. They're like crazy expensive. I don't want it. I'd rather have money in my bank account. Yes, that is goals for your family. Absolutely. And I don't know what if what race you are. But especially for the Black families, we talk about, moving forward and getting ahead. We have to save ourselves. We have to do a better job of investing in ourselves. So you even just being here and investing in yourself, again, it just warms my heart, and it really energizes me, because I know that when I talk to people, I know that I talk to so many people that I know that y'all are out there, and it encourages me. It encourages me that the next generation, we have people that are out there. Okay, you're melanated. Excellent. Excellent. I love that. I love that. So stay the course, my brothers. Stay the course. Stay the course. Continue to feed yourself. Continue to edify yourself. Continue to pour into yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing the things and living your life and doing the frivolous fluff things, because I do fluff things, but that's only 10% of the time. The other 90% of the time, I'm pouring into myself with knowledge and information that's going to boost and take me to the next level. And then 10% of the time, I'll be out there doing whatever. You know what I mean? And you'll be amazed at how you get addicted to saving. You're like, ooh, but kind of try to set it up and then forget about it. Because if you're constantly watching it, you might want to dip into it. So kind of get that mentality out of, I don't have it. I don't have it. It's just automatically have it taken out of your account, and it automatically goes into another separate account. I'm an advocate of having multiple bank accounts. I have multiple accounts at 3 banks: Chase, Wells Fargo, and then a janky bank. I have a janky bank, Wood Forest Bank. But I have money going onto all 3 of those banks. And so I don't even look, I can't even tell you the last time I even paid attention to one of my bank accounts. But because it's just a savings account, bank account. But if you just set it up on automatic draft and you don't think about it and focus, then you're good. Much love to you too. Much love to you too. And I hate saying it over and over again, especially to young people, because I don't want to feel like I'm condescending to you, but I'm very proud of you. I am very proud of you. You're going to do great things. You're going to do great things. But yeah. So I guess another thing that I can tell and share with you guys as far as collections is, and not even just collections, anything, document. Let me give you another story of someone I spoke with this week. This individual, was it a Santander account? Yes. This person's car was repossessed. And he was like, oh my gosh, but they told me that they would set me up on a forbearance. And they said that they would work with me, and I was working on refinancing with another company. Well, 2-3 months later, they repossessed the car, and then they said, we didn't say anything about, a forbearance plan. And I said, well, do you have a record of when you talked to them, etc.? He didn't. So another point that I want to make in this live is to document. And I've been making sure to tell everybody this, is to make sure any single time you talk to anybody about anything that relates to your financial health, write it down. You have to have a financial binder. You are your own financial planner until you become a millionaire, or you get into that status where you have to go into the bank and you have a financial planner. You are your own financial planner. You need to write down each and every time you contact your credit card. I don't care how small it is. Hi, yeah, what's your name? First, last name, thank you. You have a number? Okay. And you write down the date, you write down the time, and you write down the person's name. And you keep that record, because if ever you need to pull that and say, hey, well, pull the call on this date, I spoke with such and such, etc. So right now I'm trying to work with this young man to narrow down the time frame, because they took his car, and I think it's totally unfair that they did that when I believe him. I said, unless you're completely delusional, they promised you this, and they just came and repossessed your car without, and that's not acceptable. It's not fair. Do I believe him? Absolutely I do, because I know how these people work. They, they just will do anything to you. And if he doesn't fight it, they'll get away with it. But if he's able to pinpoint, I told him to try to at least pinpoint the time frame within a 7-day period, then at least he can go back and say, pull the call, and he can go there. Thank you so much for the Cash App. You're awesome. So sweet. I appreciate you. You better make sure you're putting some money in your savings and in investments. Do the Acorn app. At least start with that and set up a Roth IRA for yourself now. Do it now when you're 22. So when you're my age, 47, the ripe, seasoned age of 47, you have things to fall back on. Put the Cash App together. 20 years from now, just forget about it. Like, I don't even know how much is in my Acorn account. I don't even know because I don't look at it. I know it's there, but I don't look at it. I know every time I use my debit card, it rounds that up, and it's going into my an investment account. That's going to be my going out to eat when I get old account. You know what I mean? I have multiple streams of income. I have drip accounts. I have Roth IRA. I have, you know what I'm saying? Have multiple streams of income. Working on setting up real estate. I have this situation going on. I have other things going on. Have multiple streams of income where you can rely on yourself, and you can go around, and just live your life every day being full of joy and sharing with other people. That's what I love to do. So, but I appreciate you guys. Y'all are showing up. Got 5 likes. I'm so excited. And got to share with a young man that's 22 that always just gives me energy to see young people doing things. I've talked to several young people this week who are doing great things, which just gives me energy. What else? What else? What else is going on? So, but yeah, hopefully I answered those questions and that made sense to you guys. Yeah, so watch the beginning of the video if you want to know. I don't really think anything's going to go on with the changing of our current system. So, good point. You know what? You're super, super smart. So, there's so many layers to these things. What you want to do, and I have actually said this in a video, make sure, I've said this in a video, I can't even say your name because it's all A's, because you are just stellar, you're all A's. I've said in a video where as you're creating all of these investment accounts, make sure to write them all down and make sure to go to LegalZoom.com and put them in a trust. And make sure to give that to 3 people that you love so that way it's not lost if something were to happen to you, unfortunately. So that's what I've done. So if something happened to me, that Acorn, all my accounts, I have my 2 best friends, my mom, my kids who have that information. It's in a trust that it's broken down of who gets what. Do all of that so that it's a will and then and a trust. And people think that it's expensive. LegalZoom is not that expensive to get that done. But I'm working on something with my partner Letta to where we'll be able to help you to where you can not only get that done, but you can get other things done that you need to get done to make sure that you have set yourself up and you have set up your family and your loved ones so that in the event something does happen to you, the people that you love will get the benefit of your Acorn account. But that's excellent. You on point. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you for your Cash App. I love you and appreciate you and just commend you for being here at 22, not doing something else, sitting here at NFTs. I'm not sure what that is. You may mean EFTs, maybe, but I'm not sure what an NFT is. But you know what? You've already put it on my mind, and I'll look into it. I will look into it. You are a blessing, my dear. NFTs. I know of EFTs, but not NFTs. So, but I'll look into that. So, well, what a blessing. Like, I don't know who else is on here watching, but it's wonderful to see young people. You know, it gives me life. It gives me life to see young people doing big things. Another thing, like my 18-year-old son, I have a 23-year-old son that's in the Air Force. Some of you may know, my 18-year-old son has been asking me, Mom, you know, what books can I read? When you see your young people seeking knowledge, that's a beautiful thing. So he's been reading, I've had him reading Gary Zukov, The Seed of the Soul. I told him I read it in my early 20s. Oh, crypto variation. Okay. You're advanced. So I think because you sent me a Cash App, I should be able to get in touch with you because I want to connect you with some more like-minded people that are, you're young, but you're very sharp. So I like to connect you in some of the groups that I'm in because I'm in some groups. Like a couple of weeks ago, I did a Zoom group where we all talked about from people from all over the country, 15 different people from all over the country, Black men and Black women. It wasn't only Black, but and we talked about the different. I definitely will. I definitely will. But I would love to, if you share your information with me, I would tell you about the group because we get on Zoom and we talk about opportunities. There's a website they have, Bell. I want to share that with you because I need you to be on that. This is what we need. This is what it's about. We need this. We need to encourage one another and support and uplift one another. Build one another up. It's an amazing thing. That is what life is about. That's what I want to do. That is my goal and my mission in life is to do that. So you haven't shared your real name, but yep. So I'm trying to think of what else can I share with you guys. I think sharing the documentation, document. Please document everything when it comes to your financial health. Perfect. Okay. So I will let you know. I'll send you the information on Bell because you would be perfect for that group because you can jump into the group. You don't have to contribute, but nice to meet you, Antonio. You don't have to contribute to the group, but you can join in the group and you can join in because again, they're trying to come up with real estate projects. And I mean, how amazing is that? Get into that at this age. You know, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate. I mean, but I'm 47, so it takes time. Real estate is a time thing, but stocks are amazing. I'll give you one stock tip that I shared on the call that I did 2 weeks ago. Travel Zoo. I'm not sure what it is right now. I was about to try to look it up. Travel Zoo a couple of weeks ago was at $16. And I bought Travel Zoo back in 2009 at like $9 to $10, somewhere in there. No, $7. And then I sold it like a few months later at $25. Guess what happened, y'all? It went up to $81. So I jumped out quick, but I watched the stock. It went back down to $16. It went back up to $70+ dollars. Right now it's back down at $16. What's going to happen now that people are becoming more comfortable? Yes. Well, perfect. I'm so glad you shared your information because I'll definitely send you information. Yes. So I missed out on the $81 because I jumped out too quick. But then it went up a few years later from 16 up into $70. Now it's back at $16. But what do you think is going to happen once COVID, because people are becoming more relaxed? I flew to Miami for my birthday in February and I was kind of scared, but I did that. So, travel is going to go back up. So $16 now, it has a history of going from 16 in that lower to $70, $80. I'm all over it. So that was the stock tip that I gave them. Another controversial stock tip that I gave them, I have a couple of cannabis stock over in Canada because it's been legal there. And yes, I'm a Christian, but yes, I did invest in cannabis. So, because ultimately cannabis will be legal in the United States. It will be. And just like alcohol at one point was not legal in the United States, and it is now, during Prohibition it wasn't, and it is now, you will see that it will go up. I'm sorry, cannabis will be legal across the board. So you have to make that decision. But I'm trying to look up what Travel Zoo is right now because 2 weeks ago it was $16. And today it's $18. So again, will Travel Zoo go up? Absolutely. I'll jot this down. Also, Planet 10 stock is a great one. Okay, Planet 10. Let's look it up right now. How about that? Planet 10. Okay, I didn't see Planet 10. I see Planet 13. I don't know if that's the same thing. So I don't see Planet 10, but I do see Planet 13. Let me scroll down. So, and where am I looking? I'm looking on E-Trade. That's where I trade, and I do it on my own. So you can trade on your own on any of these platforms. The beautiful thing is you can set alerts. And again, what did I tell y'all? I have Acorn, a Roth or IRA. I have, okay, all right, boom, it's $6 right now. It's $6.26. It's up $7 today. And the people that, hi, Miss Roz, I love Miss Roz. Yes, real estate. So I am in the process. I have so many irons in the fire of putting together a real estate investment company. So yeah, I'm working on it. I have so much on the plate though. But yeah, Planet 13 looks great. $6.26 is inexpensive. Don't take our stock tips now. Don't take me and Antonio's stock tips. Do your own research. But what we're just doing is we're just opening ourselves to new opportunities. As I was about to say, I have an Acorn account. I have a Roth IRA. I have DRIP accounts, dividend reinvestment plans with Walmart, AT&T, Hormel Foods. What else we got going on? I have my businesses, my LLCs. So there are multiple streams of income. That's what you want. You want money coming in from multiple places at all times. The thumbnail, when you guys came in, go back at the end when this is over and look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail is a little manifestation tool I have on my wall. And I say manifestation, I'm a Christian, but God to me puts things inside of me and he wants me to do certain things. And it has a W and it says Haven Island, because eventually I plan to purchase an island. Now, if I die before I get that done, my children know it. They already know. They already know. Look. I already have set up a prototype for, I had a developer set up a prototype for people to come on the island, etc. And my son already understands when he gets out of the Air Force. And Antonio, thank you for your service. But I have that on my wall already. So go back to the thumbnail of this video. There's a W and Haven Island is written through that. Start putting those things out. Your thoughts become reality. Right? Let them know twice we're not financial advice. I love it, Antonio. I love it. Yes. Don't come back to me and be like, well, Winnie, you told Antonio, you said to get that Planet 13. What happened? Don't come back to us. Do your own research. Do your own research. But but $6 is not bad. And when it comes to investing, what you want to do, there's several things you have to do. When it comes to investing, you have to invest at your level of your risk tolerance. Okay? I'm a risk taker, so I can handle it. But there's some people, if you're very conservative, don't do it. Don't do it. The other thing that you want to consider when you're investing is you want to think about long-term versus short-term. If you're a long-term investor, just buy something that you know is solid, like a Hormel Foods, that you know that consistently over time, or waste management, healthcare. Those types of products are always going to be, they're going to, even transcend any type of a recession. So hi, Star Bell. I love your name. So cute. So make sure that you invest in something that's solid like that. Hormel Foods ain't going nowhere. Why? Hormel Foods has been a dividend aristocrat for the last 50 plus years. So you can feel confident when you invest in something like that long term. But for people like Antonio and I, we like, hey, what's popping? We want to know what's popping. I can slide in and slide out of, and I do have long-term investments as well, but I have a higher risk tolerance. The other important thing to know is ride the waves. Life is cyclical. Think about life from the standpoint of seasons. We go through, winter, spring, summer, fall. The same thing happens with the economy. The same thing happens with the stock market. So when you think about, we went through a recession in 2008-ish, it was going to happen. It was bound to happen. Yes, yes, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So we want to be in a position to make There are going to be millionaires made out of this particular situation we're going through. You want to be one of those, and it doesn't have to be cannabis. It can be anything, just think. And the biggest thing, I did a video a couple of days ago where you're stuck in a rut. So if you're constantly stuck in a certain mindset and you don't get outside of that mindset, then you're not opening yourself up to opportunities. It may not be the cannabis stock. It may be a different type of stock. There's another stock, AIMT. Look it up. Look it up, Antonio. Look it up, you guys. It is a company. Let me see what they're doing. Let me see what they're doing today. I like bio companies. Oh my gosh, it's not coming up. It's not coming up, y'all. Never mind. I had stock in it, but let me get back to y'all on that. But Nestle bought them. So Nestle bought them. But the reason why I was bringing it up is because they had just recently, in a few months ago, no, it's not biotech. It's, my brain is glitching right now because I'm so excited. I'm happy. When I get happy, I get all excited. It's medical. So it's Biopharma. Yes. So let me answer you in just a second, Star Bell. But AIMT was bought. The product that they created was bought by Nestle. That's why it's probably not showing up now, because I had stock in AIMT and it was sold a couple of months ago. Nestle bought them. The reason why Nestle bought them is because they have the first drug for peanut allergies. So Biopharma, yeah. So it's a Biopharma. So let me get back to you on that one. But I owned it, but I sold. There it is. It's AIMT. It's Immune Therapeutics. But so yeah, you're right. I think biotech. Yeah. But AIMT blasted 172% to 34.22 news. It was being acquired by Nestle. So I had it and I sold it. I sold it maybe a few months ago. So let me answer Star Bell's question. So Star Bell said, is it a good time to invest in rental property? Yes. It's always a good time to invest in real estate. The only thing right now is it's a seller's market. I've heard in many markets, and I just bought this property, this house, in May of last year, so almost a year ago, and there were 3 offers on this house. I ended up offering them $6,000 more because I wanted it, because my daughter loved it and I loved it. And the good thing is I won, but I still ended up not having to pay the $6,000 more because the appraiser was like, no, she's only paying this amount. So it was a beautiful thing, but I beat out 3 people. But what I've heard, because of the plugs I have and the boots on the street are telling me now, people are, there's sometimes 10, 15 offers on a house. So it's a seller's market right now. I sold a property last December, an investment property last December, so that would have been 2019, and it made a nice chunk of money, thousands of dollars on it. You know, they, the investors came in and they purchased the property for a couple of $100,000, right? And then they put that thing on the market for $500,000. Why? How do I know? Because I saw it on Zillow. So what I'm saying to you, my point to you is that right now it's a seller's market, so just be careful. Don't offer more than you need to. The other suggestion to you is go into areas, research areas that are growing, right? So like I'm in the Dallas, Texas area. So it's building out southwest. It's building out northeast. So because of that, I know that I can go to Prosper, Texas. Prosper, Texas right now is growing exponentially. And because of that, they're building right now a PGA course and all of that, where they're going to have big tournaments and all of that. So if I can find something now in that area, in 2-3 years, it will go up exponentially as far as equity. So find areas that are small areas in your state, and come on to Texas. Like Prosper, like areas that are kind of on the outskirts are growing and they're expanding. So if you buy property there, another good tip, and this is where I plan to start my real estate company, is go to the depressed areas of your town, your state, and then buy inexpensive properties. So you can go buy a $60,000 property, or go buy a property from a person who they can't pay their taxes, and you just go pay off that, and so you give them that, and then you refurbish the property, or you renovate the property, and then you flip the property. Those are just multiple types of ideas. Of course, there's buying multifamily properties. That's another idea. So there's all these different ideas. I want to also give you guys an idea, but I think it's better to start your own companies and to invest in your own companies. However, if you want to start small, there are places, I have never done it because I'm trying to do my own, but LendWise, I'll find it for you guys. Matter of fact, I already have a whole write-up on it, so I'll make sure to put it in the description box. So check back for it tomorrow or tonight, because I already have a whole sheet of ways that you can invest in real estate, small scale, if you don't want to invest yourself, if you're not ready yet to jump out there yourself and do it in projects, multi-million dollar projects, so that you can do that. You're welcome, Starbell. Hopefully that was helpful. It was all over the place. Yeah. But how amazing. We're talking, y'all. I love this. I love it. Thank you, guys. I will build communities. However, I want the best location for quality of life and future expansion, maybe Africa. Boy, Antonio, You know what? Honestly, I was joking with my mom and half joking, half not joking. And I have actually been researching. You can go to Ghana and you can build a whole mansion for $8,000. Have a whole mansion that's like $1 million here in the United States. So I was telling her, I said, after my youngest child, she's 15, graduates from high school, I might move to Ghana because I can do this from Ghana. Why? Because I would live like royalty. And the other important thing is the environment is so different. There's not a rat race feel to the environment. There's, people are, the people are different. Or if you move to Belize, for example, the people are different. It's relaxed. I just want to live a life full of just walking around, just laughing and having a great time every day. I'm tired of, driving around in the traffic, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to live a peaceful, joyful life. And sometimes if you move to a Ghana or you move to Belize or you move to one of these countries, you can live in peace and you live so much better on the money that you have. If you have significant savings, you can do so much.